In a world that celebrates noise, chaos, and external validation, true power whispers. It does not shout. It does not demand. The man who knows himself carries an invisible authority, calm, unshakable, and magnetic. This is the power of self-mastery, the dominion of inner stillness, and the quiet presence that commands respect without uttering a word. 1. Introduction: the quiet force. The world tells us that power is loud. It tells us that strength is measured in volume, in visible conquests, in trophies displayed for all to see. But this is only half the story. True power is quieter. It does not announce itself with banners or fanfare. It manifests in subtle ways, through composure, restraint, and an unshakable presence. Consider the man who walks into a room not seeking attention, not performing, yet every eye is drawn to him. People sense his calm, his certainty, the depth of his understanding. They feel it instinctively, though they cannot explain it. This is the silent power of a man who knows himself. It is a power that does not need validation because it comes from mastery of the self. It is a power built in the unseen hours, in moments of solitude, in the discipline to know one's mind and emotions and refuse to be ruled by them. 2. Understanding self-mastery. Self-mastery is the foundation upon which all silent power is built. It is the art of knowing your own mind, understanding your impulses, and shaping your life through intentional action. A man who masters himself does not chase fleeting desires. He does not surrender to every whim, nor does he react with uncontrolled emotion when the world challenges him. He is the master of his thoughts, the governor of his emotions, and the architect of his actions. This mastery begins with awareness. Awareness of thoughts, of weaknesses, of strengths. Awareness of what triggers anger, fear, or insecurity. Awareness of the stories we tell ourselves, the illusions we carry, and the habits that keep us small. Once awareness is achieved, discipline follows. Not the kind of discipline imposed from the outside, but the internal, unwavering kind. The discipline to do what is necessary even when it is uncomfortable. The discipline to prioritize growth over pleasure, to invest in oneself when others waste energy chasing distractions. A man who knows himself is not easily shaken. He does not need constant affirmation, nor does he fear criticism. He understands that the external world is merely a reflection of the internal. His strength lies not in dominating others, but in mastering himself. 3. The power of inner stillness. Stillness is often misunderstood as inactivity or passivity, but inner stillness is a force. It is the calm center in the storm, the silent observer who perceives what others cannot. When a man cultivates stillness, he becomes grounded. He listens when others shout. He sees when others are blinded by noise. He feels when others are numbed by distraction. This stillness creates clarity, a clarity that allows him to act decisively, to speak only when necessary, and to project authority without aggression. Inner stillness also breeds resilience. In the face of chaos, the man who knows himself remains unshaken. He does not react with panic or anxiety. Instead, he responds with intention. His decisions are measured, his actions deliberate. In a world ruled by impulsive reactions, this quiet control becomes a magnet for respect. The paradox is that in stillness, one exerts the greatest influence. By being unhurried, by pausing before speaking, by observing rather than reacting, he exerts power not through force but through presence. People feel the gravity of his calm, and in their presence, they naturally adjust, follow, and defer. 4. Dominance through presence. Presence is the silent language of authority. It is an aura cultivated through alignment of thought, word, and action. A man who knows himself does not need to announce his dominance. It is felt by those around him. Consider the difference between a man who talks to be heard and a man whose energy speaks for him. The former is loud, demanding, and easily forgotten. The latter requires no words, yet leaves a lasting impact. Presence is not about intimidation. It is about alignment, being fully in your body, your mind, and your purpose. Presence is magnetic. People are drawn to it. Conversations pause, attention focuses, and respect emerges naturally. This kind of dominance is not about fear. It is about inevitability. When a man is grounded in himself, others unconsciously recognize his authority, even if he never asserts it. Dominance through presence also fosters influence. Negotiations, leadership, relationships, everything shifts when one operates from this energy. Decisions are accepted, guidance is sought, and influence flows effortlessly. The man who knows himself moves through the world like a river, calm, powerful, unstoppable. 5. Real-world applications. The power of a man who knows himself is not theoretical. It manifests in every area of life. In business, he negotiates from confidence rather than fear. In relationships, he commands respect without aggression. In social spaces, his energy shapes dynamics effortlessly. For example, in high-stakes environments, a man who has cultivated silent power does not react to provocations. He observes, analyzes, and responds in a way that maintains his authority. While others are caught in emotion, he navigates with clarity, turning potential conflicts into opportunities. In intimate relationships, this power becomes irresistible. Women and men alike sense the quiet strength, the emotional stability, and the unwavering presence. Influence is gained not through manipulation, but through alignment and integrity. Even in solitude, the man who knows himself is complete. He does not rely on external validation to feel whole. This self-sufficiency radiates outward, drawing people toward him naturally, making him both magnetic and untouchable. 6. The discipline behind the silence. This power is not gifted, it is forged. Years of introspection, reflection, and deliberate practice shape it. Meditation, journaling, physical training, emotional regulation, all become tools to build strength unseen by the world. Every habit, every routine, every moment of discomfort endured is a brick in the foundation of silent power. Pleasure is delayed, distractions are ignored, and fleeting desires are subordinated to long-term growth. The man who knows himself understands that mastery is lifelong. There is no finish line, only constant refinement. He embraces discomfort because he knows that true strength emerges from it. Pain, failure, rejection, all are teachers guiding him toward a higher state of being. This discipline produces the paradoxical effect of effortless dominance. The harder he works in silence, the easier life becomes. The less he seeks approval, the more influence he holds. The more he knows himself, the more undeniable his presence becomes. 7. The magnetic effect. The silent power of a man who knows himself is magnetic. It is a force that draws attention without effort, inspires loyalty without coercion, and commands respect without intimidation. People sense alignment. They sense energy. They instinctively recognize when someone has mastery over himself, and they are drawn to it, consciously or unconsciously. This effect is visible in leaders, visionaries, and influencers who operate from presence rather than noise. They are not always the loudest in the room, yet they leave the deepest impression. Their silence speaks volumes, their calm is contagious, and their decisions carry weight because they emanate from mastery. The man who knows himself is like a still lake reflecting the sun. The surface is calm, but beneath lies immense depth and power. Those who encounter him feel both the serenity and the force. In conclusion, becoming the silent force. The journey towards silent power is not easy. It demands courage, patience, and relentless self-examination. It requires turning inward when the world pushes outward, and cultivating discipline when society celebrates indulgence. But the reward is profound. The man who knows himself gains dominance without domination, influence without force, and respect without fear. He becomes a force of nature, quiet, steady, and irresistible. To become this man, one must commit to mastery of the self, embrace stillness as strength, and cultivate presence as authority. The world may not notice at first, but soon, those who encounter him cannot ignore him. He moves through life not as a reactionary figure, but as an intentional creator of his own destiny. In the silence there is power. In stillness there is clarity. In knowing oneself there is dominance that no one can challenge. This is the silent force, the man who knows himself.